we scrap social kissing? Should we stick to a handshake? Joining us to discuss this is lifestyle editor of metro.co.uk, Ellen Scott, who says kissing on the cheek is unhygienic, and Real Housewives of Cheshire star Christine McGuinness, who thinks we all need to hug each other more. Good morning to both of you.
Hi, guys.
Thanks very much for coming in. So, Ellen, what do you do then when you greet people? Do you literally pull back? If you see people going in for a kiss, are you thinking, no, don't go there?
Yes, if I can get in there first, then I'll stick out a hand for a handshake, or even better, just a wave. Waving is great, but usually I'm too late and they'll lead, kiss on the cheek, and it'll be incredibly awkward.
Have you always been like that, or have you had some bad experiences with because we all know there are some sleazebags out there who use them, I call it the moi-moi, as an excuse to cop a feel, basically?
Well, I think I've always been a little less touchy-feely, but absolutely, there's too many awkward experiences where I've gone for the kiss and then accidentally kissed someone's ear or their neck.
Yes.
It's so unbearably awkward, I just want to avoid it completely.
So you think it just rules out any confusion, that you just make it clear so people don't have to worry about, is it one kiss, is it two, do you have a hug, do you... Yeah.
100%. And also, I think with men and women especially, with a hug, there's the chance that, like, a hand just goes a bit too low and then it gets misconstrued. I think it's just easier for everyone if it's handshake.
So are you talking then about a kind of a unisex approach to this? Do you feel the same about women coming up and giving you a kiss?
100%.
Really?
I think it's just respecting people's boundaries and what they're comfortable with. And for me personally, I hate hugging or kissing anyone I don't know very well. So I prefer if everyone just kind of went, OK, we'll do the minimum, which is a handshake or a wave.
Christine, you're here to say that you think it's great and there's nothing wrong with it. But having said that, there must have been times when men have approached you for the kiss and it's not innocent. They want to get close and personal.
No, not at all. No, God, I'm married. I've been with my husband 12 years, and I think that's quite clear.
I wasn't talking about you, I was talking about them.
Well, no, I know, but I don't think men would even approach me in that way, not at all, no. And I just think when you go and say hello, like you're greeting someone, I think it's lovely to give a kiss and a cuddle. I think it's a really nice, warm welcome. I just think sometimes people really need a cuddle. It's nice. I can't imagine not doing that.
Or
yeah,
certain
absolutely.
people, I don't know, if you had a meeting with your accountant, for example, or something, you know, are there different environments where you might not be as tactile?
I hug my accountant. I do, absolutely. I don't see a problem in it. I think it's a really nice, warm welcome. It's a nice thing to do. I haven't got a problem with it at all.
Do we think it's possibly a bit of an affectation? I mean, I'm the old guy here. I'm increasingly the oldest person in the room. It's so depressing. And I grew up at a time and was a young man and even an early middle-aged man at a time when, other than in theatrical circles, British people, men and women, did not kiss when they met. Whether it was a re-meeting or a first meeting, it just didn't happen. And when it started to happen, it all felt a bit odd, and as if we were just basically copying the French and the Italians. But now it's sort of become accepted. Do you think that? Do you think it's actually a bit of a put-on? It's not a naturally... I'm sorry to sound xenophobic, but it's not a naturally British thing to do.
100%. I think British people are naturally awkward. Like, if you look at very British problems, like, all our stuff is, oh, we forgot to bring an umbrella, or someone went for a hug and we weren't sure what to do. French people and Italian people can pull off a cheek kiss. British people can't. We're just naturally awkward, uncomfortable
So
people.
if you had business in Paris this afternoon and you met a business contact there, a man, and he came up and gave you the kiss on the cheeks, that would be different because he's French.
I would still dread it, but I'd probably put up with it because they can pull
that's
it
the
off.
culture.
Yeah, he can pull it off. That's their culture, whereas British people, it is definitely affectation.
But do you think that, you know, there should be a movement started to encourage people just to do a handshake, or do you think it comes down to personal choice at the end of the day?
I think a movement, yeah, because I think it's about respecting people's preferences and even asking people, do you want a hug, do you mind a kiss?
Yeah.
But using the handshake is like the base that everyone's comfortable with.
If you're uncomfortable with it, then you should say so, absolutely. But I don't think we should encourage the rest of the nation to not just go and give a hug. I can't imagine seeing friends and family and not going and putting my arm around them and giving them a kiss. Or people have just met, like, on first occasions. I would still go over. I would just do one kiss. I don't like the double kiss. I think that does get awkward.
OK.
But actually, as well,
Which side do you have to go?
Right, normally I would go right,
yes,
and then arm around, and yeah, just a nice...
And if someone then goes to give you the one on the opposite, do you resist or do you go with it? Do you go with the flow?
I do follow other people's lead, but yeah, I think if you're doing a hug as well, then one is enough.
My feeling, as a man, my feeling is I've now stopped because of the way things have changed. You've got to be, you know, sensitive to social changes. I now don't lean in when I meet a woman to do the, you know, the mwah, mwah, that. But if she leans into me expecting it, then I'll respond, and I'm happy with that. But I don't initiate it because it seems to me men shouldn't.
Yeah, there's definitely a gender thing. Like, I've been at meetings where all the men will get handshakes and then they'll get to me and do a cheek kiss.
Yeah.
It just feels very odd and a bit off.
What about this hygienic thing, though? I mean, isn't that being a little bit Howard Hughes-ish? You know, I mean, you're not going to catch anything from
It's
someone.
less hygienic to cuddle than what it is to handshake.
According
There's
to a
more
study,
germs on
you
your
can
hands.
catch more germs from the hands than you can by doing a cheek kiss.
Well, ideally, it would be a wave.
A wave.
But if we did a handshake...
Or maybe a telegram.
Yeah.
Or an email.
That's
Ideal for
really
me.
standoffish. That I think that just gives the wrong impression. I would not want to give that.
All right.
No.
And that might set the wrong tone as a consequence.
Definitely.
I told you I was old.
There you
Telegram.
go. I know, yeah, exactly. Send a pigeon.
Remember
next
telegrams?
thing.
Yeah.
Honestly.